Oh, Marvel, I thought you were back. Deadpool and Wolverine was a massive success, and it showed me that you were capable of delivering excellent blockbusters like you used to be able to. Why couldn't you prove to us that you were heading in the right direction, as I believed you were 2 months ago? Instead, you had to make a spin-off show to Wandavision about one of its characters, Agatha Harkness, and kept changing the name of the show to build anticipation. But all this did was confuse people as to what the show was actually called. Then you, instead of releasing the show right after Multiverse of Madness to try and capitalize on it and WandaVision's success, you waited 2 years and randomly dumped the show on Disney+, right after you'd just proven yourself capable of delivering a massive crowd-pleasing hit that gave fans exactly what they wanted and proving that you were a reliable source of entertainment. Nonetheless, I checked out the first episode of this irrelevant show to see if this was actually something that was surprisingly really good. And I must say, it's wicked. And not in a good way, it's a wicked mess. Let me explain. Hi all, I'm the Grinning Critic and I love talking about movies with a grin. But unfortunately, I can't really talk about Agatha All Along with a grin, as this show is a wicked mess. But since I am the Grinning Critic, I should talk about the things about Agatha All Along that actually are wicked in a cool way. This show utilises a genre that for Marvel has largely remained untouched, with it embracing the spooky genre. Now what I love about the MCU is how their different movies can explore different genres. You've got movies about space aliens who are criminals that team up and become a family. You've got female trained assassins working as spies. You've got a high schoolers swinging from buildings. And it's great to see a show packed with spookiness, as it's something unique that the MCU hasn't really explored. Now this show's got a lot of spooky elements, and it becomes very interesting to view these spooky elements through the tension and effective directing and sound effects that have been utilised to enhance and make the scenes more effective. But other than the spookiness, I can't really think of a reason to watch this show. The show suffers from the concrete visual issue that nearly every MCU project has suffered from. And the show suffers from one massive issue that so many modern movies and shows nowadays suffer from. It's too long. There are way too many unnecessary scenes that feel like they were just put in to fill a runtime. One could argue that we do need to have these scenes to explain events that are happening in the show, but you should explain these events in a more interesting... But if you have to explain stuff, explain it in a more interesting way that'll keep the audience engaged. And if I be honest with you, the rest of the show is just really boring and there's nothing very interesting happening. What a pilot episode in a TV show needs to do is that it needs to provide people a reason for sticking around and watching the rest of the show. Some really good pilots in the MCU were Wandavision and Moon Knight. Both these pilot episodes were interesting, posed a mystery, and gave people a reason to stick around. This show, apart from posing a few mysteries, it doesn't provide any reason for the viewer to stick around. So to sum my feelings up in this first pilot episode, this show just feels like a generic MCU product, with no distinct style or flavour. There is little that demands for the viewer to see another episode, and not much to make the show feel like something other than a waste of time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm the Grinning Critic, and don't forget to subscribe to me. It'll keep me grinning, that's for sure.